So today's session, I think we are going to cover everything on the JDeveloper side. And then the next session, we'll go on the Eclipse side. So there is no confusion in between JDeveloper-based development versus Eclipse-based development. It'll be hands-on, but as part of the today's demo or session, what I'll do is I'll show you the steps. How do we follow step by step? And I have instruction that I can give it to you guys. I've already emailed to V. He's going to put it on local share, and then you can follow the steps to go back to your desk and then do your stuff. I mean, if you want to follow with me on your PC, that's fine. I mean, if you guys have it and then you want to do together, we can do that way. But I have exactly step-by-step instruction that you can follow later on if you're not able to follow now. So let's take a look at that agenda, what we have it today. This is all SOAP-based web services. We're going to cover the SOA suite web services. So what I want to do is I want to give you a little bit overview of the JDeveloper. By no means this is a JDeveloper training, but I want to give some information if you are not aware. If you are aware, let me know. I can just skip that. If you are a JDeveloper user, we can skip that. Otherwise, we can spend maybe 5 minutes on that. And that way, when we do, we know that what things are where and how to use it, how to navigate it. Second thing, we will start with the Hello World web service, which will be the JAX-WS. So on the theory part, we didn't cover what kind of different web services we have it as a SOAP-based. Originally, when we started, we had JAX RPT. That was the old style web services creation way. Then the new way came out as JAX-WS, which is basically XML-based web services. And then we will move to SOA suite, where we have Beeple, we have Mediator, and which is basically ESB. The previously we used to call Enterprise Service Bus. And we want to use the furthermore and go ahead and create a Beeple service to call the database packet procedure. How do we do it using the DB adapters? Does that make sense? So this is the flow we will do maybe in 3 or pause me anytime you guys have some question. Okay? And everybody has a JDeveloper installed with SOA suite integration updates done, right?
So you must install the versions of 11.1.1.3, right?
11.1.3. So this PowerPoint presentation I'm just going to put up. There is a, if you want to know on the Hades, there are all the set.
This amount of coverage in care.
Yeah, so you have it there. Alright. So let's start with JDeveloper. Hopefully this will be big enough screen for us to play around because the projector has adjusted my screen size, so I may be struggling a little bit on the landscape of the JDeveloper, but we should be fine. So when you open JDeveloper, there are different sections where you see something. So that's minimize everything. So this is the navigation area where you're pushing.
So the question is like when we import the project from Workforce, so we must make sure the all project is in edit mode. Like we need to check out all projects into
Local area.
Local area, right? Before we can open the project into a JDeveloper. Else when you open, you will see like you cannot open the project because it's in read-only mode or something like this. Is that right?
So JDeveloper, I think it comes with Perforce plugin. So if you use the Perforce plugin, it allows you to check in on the same place, and when you modify, it works right there. And then check out and then later on check in. So it depends on what standards your team follows. A lot of people, some team follow, they're saying that okay, you just create a new branch into the Perforce, and then you start modifying there. So you check out everything on that branch, and then you modify there, and then checking. So Perforce maintains the thing. So you can play on that location, whereas other people, they prefer to copy it locally on their workspace area, and then when they are done, they push it to the Perforce area on the local machine, and then check it in.
For web team, we used to what we get from hosting file. The advice is actually we create it, like integrate to our user branch, and then we check out all the code.
Okay. So yeah, so you can follow your team strategy, whatever the method they want you to use. Okay, so this is basically the application navigation area. There are different sections here. So the way JDeveloper treats different things. So this is the application, and then when you want to go to create connections, you can do connections, application servers, and whole 9 yards. So let's go back, and then I have one of the people project open in this edit area. This area, that's where the whole workflow kind of things. And this area on the rightmost side is called component palette. And there are different component palettes. I knew that I will have a real estate problem. So if you see this, like those are the twisties. There are people services and some of these things. And then there are people activities and component. So remember on our theory day, when we were covering the theory, there were some icons I was showing. So those are they come from all this side. Assign, email, empty, all those kind. Spring, Java, sequence, switch, and all of them, they come from it. Okay?
Where's the BPA repeat?
Which one? I'm sorry?
The BPA.
BPA, business processing activities, we don't use it as part of this development, but it's a business processes thing. We don't have that one. So we use these two components mainly, people activities and people services. And this is where you have a bunch of database adapters, BAM adapters, AQ adapters, there are FTP adapters, file adapters, and this is the new thing they came out with, HTTP binding. That's for the RESTful web services. And web services. So those are we mainly use web services, DB adapters, and AQ adapters. Those are the main ones. We haven't used Oracle application adapters currently here. I mean, we haven't used it at all. But others, we use it most of the time. Okay? Let's start creating our project. So the way JDeveloper treats is when you create first time, you create an application folder. So you start with application, and within an application you have a bunch of projects. So I have already created an application called JDeveloper11g training. So that's if I really want to do, then I do file, new, and just say that application. And then you give the name of the application, and it just creates an application. And it will create with project 1 as an empty project, and you can delete that later on. Okay? So I'm going to skip that step as part because I already have the folder created. Now let's create something. You can use this also, or you can use file, or this sign, this kind of an icon, that's for the new. So you can use that one. And I'm going to create a project. And I'm going to create a Java project. So there are many ways we can do that. So I just want to make sure that I'm following the instruction which I have given to you guys, so you don't get confused. You can either create a Java project or you can create a web project and go from there. Come on. I wish there is a better way. Okay, by the way, on the Hades, this is the path if you're really interested on the Hades side. So I'm starting with JAX-WS, right? So that's the one. Creating a JAX-WS using JDeveloper, right? Create a Java class, say Hello World. So it doesn't say that's how to start the project, but basically you just go and start with Java project, and that it gives you all those things, right? And then you do next, and then give the project name. Okay. Give me 1 second. I forgot to put the name of the project. There you go. Okay. Remember one thing when you guys are playing, put your initial so that everybody is going to create Hello World. And when you deploy it on the server, you're going to step on each other. So put your initial in front of the project name. That way you know that which project you are playing versus somebody else. So I'm going to put DP, right? And then JAX-WS, JDeveloper, Hello World. Now I'm saying that JDev because later on I'm going to play with Eclipse 2. So just to distinguish between these two.
What's the difference with developer JAX-WS with JDeveloper compared with Eclipse? Which is the example?
There are some people, they hate JDeveloper.
Yes, no.
So that's the biggest difference.
Okay.
There are lots of things JDeveloper generates by itself. You will see the difference. But there are people, they by heart, they hate it. So this JDeveloper, it's an Oracle product. Eclipse is an open source. So people are just sometimes say that, okay, Eclipse is better. It depends. So SOA suite, we don't have a choice. We can't do Eclipse for the SOA suite, but JDeveloper, JAX-WS web service, we have a choice. And that's why I want to cover both parts. Most of the web services are generated using annotation, so it doesn't matter. JDeveloper will put the annotation for you. You can modify that later. In Eclipse, you have to do everything from manual. There's no generation bias. Okay. So I give that name. My next package com.ni.app. Alicia, is that how? Is there NIM something? We don't have something. Have we started NIH? Okay, I'm just throwing it. I'm just throwing
Just
it.
PNG.
I use PEN.
Okay.
PEN.
Okay, I'm going to use pen. Okay.
PEN.
So that's what I'm throwing it there. It's just a package syntax. It doesn't matter. Okay. So it has created a project for us. We Have you ever tried to increase your resolution on the project? Yeah. On the, I mean, it changes the whole resolution, so my space is gone. You have the same problem? Why did you not create package? Okay, don't forget to add a web services here. From here, when you do that, when he was talking about the technology, we dropped the web services over there.
Services, and then you need to import select
No, this is not right thing here. My workspace is screwed up, so just give me 1 second to set it up properly. The project name is JDeveloper11g. Okay, so once we create that, we add the Java class there. So we are going to do the bottoms up approach, right? Because we are going to work on the class and then we publish that class as our web service. So let's create a class there. I am struggling because my buttons are not visible. No, there is no bar. That's why it gives me.
Scroll that down, button intro.
The other room had a TV, right?
Yeah, but
It's not available. Okay, let's see. Alright, so we add the Java class and then click OK. Alright, and then class name is and I can put DP in front so that just to identify myself, right? And see that when we created the package at the time of the project, it comes, and so we don't have to worry. And we just say OK, and it creates this thing. And let's create a method here. Public say hello. I'm going to throw string as my variable. String. And it's going to return us string, right? And say that return. Okay, very simple class. Everybody with me so far?
Yes.
Just do that and save. Okay, so here's the difference when we see the Eclipse, you will notice that this is the biggest difference. I created the Java class, all I am doing is right click on that and create a web service. Right? Okay. Remember that we wanted to do JAX-WS with 1.2. So we select that and we go next. Wait until it is done. Come on. Remember, my server is sitting in Austin. Okay. So my web service name is DP web service. My project name is this. This is my package. I still have a choice. I can change the name and all those things, but we can keep it default. Next. And I'm going to create SOAP 1.1 document app. And okay, when you come here, it shows you all your public methods that you can publish it as part of the web service. Since we had only one, it just selected one. But let's say that there are few methods inside your class you do not want to publish it because you want to keep it internal only. I mean, somebody will ask, why do you create a public if you really want to get it internal? So that's another way. So if it is a private, it will not even show us here. So that we have a public thing, right? Once you are there, then just say click next, next, and we can finish. Okay, don't worry about this part right now because it's talking about the web services security and policy. We'll cover that later. Next, next, and we can finish. So it's generating web service. There you go. Boom, it's done. Okay. You see any difference? Original class and this one? It added that JAX-WS annotation here, and that's all you need. Period. Done. Now we can add further to define our namespace and other thing as part of this. And then when we go here in the method, we can add more annotation, JAX-WS annotation. But to do bare minimum web services, this is where I start. As you grow, progress more, you learn more annotation, you start putting more and more. But this is your starting point, right? So that's what we will do, stop it here. When we cover the JAX-WS inside the Eclipse, that's where we are going to do a lot of manual stuff. So we'll cover a little bit more annotation there. But for this web service, I'll leave it here. I don't want to add more annotation and get cluttered here. But as we go further, we'll add more annotation. And web param and other. So we have done that one now. We are done. Well, what I need to do is I need to deploy it. And when I say deploy, I go to the web services, and JDeveloper allows you to deploy directly to the server, or you can create a WAR file and deploy it. So as part of this session, I want to do, for this particular one, I want to create a WAR file and show you how do you use console, WebLogic console, to deploy the web service. In production and in real development environment, you never do that. But this is while you are inside the development and when before you are getting it ready for the pushing it to the dev box, you can use this method for quick and dirty, easy testing way. For our dev, test and prod environment, we follow the auto deploys. So this one, web services, has a auto deploys, just like all other web applications. DeepL, ESB also has a auto deploy. You can follow that one. Okay? But for now, we're going to use the console directly because auto deploy takes a longer time, and then we don't want to spend too much time creating 6 different auto deploys and then go from there. So as part of this one, I'm just going to use JDeveloper. I mean, create the WAR and then go to the console and then we do that. Okay, so that goes there, and then let's say finish. And let's take a look at that. How that. That's the last thing I wanted to do right now. Okay. Sorry guys, my projector is giving me big trouble here. Okay, all I wanted to show you that how do you check the successful deployment of the WAR is done or not. I can do other way. Go to this one and then see here. It's part of my directory structure. So this is my application. Remember my application, I have created this 11g training connect, that was my holding. And then JDeveloper Hello World Dev2, that is my current web services. So if you see here, there is a WAR file created.
resolution problem.
Is it?
There's a connection and resolution. Your computer resolution and only your remote desktop is another. The 32 and your remote desktop is only.
No, I lost my machine. Give me 1 second, I got to fix this one. Because it will keep troubling us all the way. Okay, you said that my remote desktop has a resolution.
Can we create your address?
RC.
Display.
Is that right?
See, then you can get it now. The sheet will look like next time you connect. It's going to be the much of This is the problem.
Ah,
Resolution is let's say 800, 600, you cannot change that. So cancel this. Close your remote desktop, try to reopen Windows 10.
display settings can't be changed from the remote session.
Oh, that's fine. So cancel. Close remote desktop and reconnect.
But see, this day itself is changed.
This is your computer. Your
Yeah.
remote desktop connection has a computer.
No, but this one itself is changed. If you see- Yeah, that's what it is changing.
Still, you have
Yeah, that on the screen I have the. Come on. See, this is how my screen is, right?
I understand. But
Okay, let me go back again because this is. Sorry guys. Okay, you said that disconnect and then reconnect it. You did that.
that hopefully you should take, right? Because you put in your preferences now, change the resolution.
Yeah, you're right.
So you should try to pick a new resolution setting.
Okay, let's connect this one first and see.
Create wall. 你是跟着这个去的？after that 跟他。
Is there a way to tell this guy not to change it? Okay, we'll leave it. Let's keep struggling probably. Okay, so now to go and deploy, let's go to the server, which we will use. Okay, write down this address for your server. We are going to use our sandbox rather than daybox, so it's SOA11g. Yeah, SOA. Sorry. SOA11g app1. Okay. .mr.car.netease.com. And port number is 7001 and then console. Okay, so if we look at, let me give you a little bit this introduction of our mid-tier thing. The way we have is web services and then there is a SOA suite. So this is our older version. We used to call second tier, and this is arc second. That's how it. So all the web services goes here. SOAP-based, JAX-WS, they all go here. Okay? And some of the RESTful internal web services also goes here. They don't go here. Period. Done. And this is basically our WebLogic11g version. This is our WebLogic11g plus SOA suite. So this requires some additional installation on top of the WebLogic. And here we put depot and mediator projects. Since this is a web service, we have created a SOA suite, the equivalent of our dev environment on the sandboxes, and that's what we call it. This one is SOA 11g app 1, and this guy is SOA 11g app 2. That's all. It's pretty simple. So when you log in here, it prompts you username. You can use WebLogic welcome one. Everybody got the password? Very secure. Okay, by the way, on the dev tier and prod tier, this is not the same. Since we own the team, we have this just for our playground. Okay, so when you log in, so let's take a couple minutes and understand different components here for the. So the area which we are more interested is deployment, and this is where all the web services we deploy. Okay? So how do we do that? We do install, and then we do upload your file. Okay, and then browse. Okay, when it says browse, it opens up this there, and then there's a record, so training, my Hello World 2, and then deploy. Oh, by the way, we can change the name of this web service somewhere. Let me show you that to make that such a big, huge name to the smaller one. Okay? Let's take a few minutes back. Oh, I don't like such a huge name. You go there and then look at the project properties, and you look at the deployment, and this is the war profile. You edit that. And see the name? Huge monster. That's such a huge name. Okay, so I'm going to modify that, and then I don't need such a big name. Okay, so my name will be simple now. I can change my root context from here to here, and just ask it to use this one. Okay? So when I have the thing, that's it. All I have to do is redeploy web service or it will create a new file basically. So if you notice here, the name is changed. Make sense? Alright. Back to our deployment. So hopefully by now I have the same. And go to deploy. There it is. Open. Next. Next. And we deploy under platform. Let's not use other people's server name. We will use platform for the training purpose. I mean, e-commerce has their own on the web server side, so but we'll still use this one. Next. Next. All right. So it says it's deployed. I know what is the problem. Somehow it doesn't like. Okay, so what happens is it when this JDeveloper creates this, our current configuration, either there is something bother, so we need to comment out this guy. We're not using filters as of now. So all you do is just filter this guy out. Anything related to filter? Okay? And then redeploy it. I need to modify my instruction because actually we don't have the deployment instruction, but I think I should add that one. Okay. We have the new file generator. Let's redeploy it. So when we redeploy it, we either delete it and then redeploy it, or we can overwrite it. So we say update. Okay. We do the change path. Why do we change path? Because when we do the change path, we have to load the new file, war file, to deploy it. And then upload file, and then browse, go to, and open. Next. Next. And finish. So are you guys still with me? Oh, the document doesn't have the update. That's why I'm saying that. So where were you lost?
Let's catch up. Let's make sure. Everyone,
Let's catch up.
Still following on or no?
From this web page.
Update part?
From the install, the deploy.
Yeah, the deployment is.
Okay, let's do it again. That's fine. That's why we are here. I can do as many times you want. Alright? Okay. Everyone here?
Yes, not yet.
Okay.
We have some error. So after we choose the wall file, so we just
we went through and then
we just click next. This
then
is
it
the
has
platform, right?
Okay.
Next, say something like
Okay, error must be corrected. What is the error?
and we will go back to the beginning.
Delete that guy. Go back all the way. Go back. Go back.
So we
So we choose
choose
this one.
Okay. Go back to the deployment. And let's delete it and restart. This guy. No, that's mine. Where is yours?
we haven't installed that.
I don't know.
Oh, this is your first time?
Yes.
Okay, go back then. Let's start.
So the TV one.
It's right there. So that's why. You can't install again because it was already existing. You update it. Go ahead and update it. Okay? And then you change path here. And then you upload the file.
这个 upload 的地方放加料。
We didn't rename the file like how you rename it, just
Okay.
is that a must?
No, you don't have to. Let's delete that there. There was something.
When you first do it, there's an error, so it's not installed.
这个啊。
Okay, so let me see how this goes. So when we are here, let's follow this step first. So update. Everyone with me?
Yes.
We do update. Here we change the path so that we can load the new WAR file. Upload. Browse.
This one is when you install the
I'm sorry?
deployment, then you click install the project name the project that you created. Is it?
So first time we do the install. If you are overwriting it, you do update. When you do install again, it will not install because your project name is still same, your root context is still same. You can't do installation of the two same exact project under the same server. Either you change the root context or you change something, then you can do the thing. It's a unique constraint violated like on the database side. So that's why you either delete it or you update it. So if you delete it, then you can do install. Does that make sense? Okay. So I'm picking that one and then loading it again and next. And then this time it doesn't ask you which server you want to deploy because it already knows that you want to deploy on the platform instance of the server, right? So you just go to next, or you can do finish. Did you remove those filters? Did you remove the filters?
No.
You need to remove those filters from the web.xml. Go to web.xml and then comment out anything related to filters.
We don't have any
Okay.
filters.
It's not here, yeah. Web.xml. Go to the source. Oh, you don't even have that. You already removed it.
This is
No, no, I
this is
didn't.
our error.
For the deployment.
We didn't change anything.
Not edit block owner.
Just upload the raw file and then next.
I think we have clashing somewhere, something where you and me are trying to do the same thing together. So give me a few minutes. I think it could be the simultaneously we were doing something.
But we have
That's quite possible.
deployed successfully.
You did successfully?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so now since we have deployed it, let's test it. Okay? Alright, so there are two ways we can test it. Maybe three ways. We create a client application to call the web service. That's a longer route. We use the utility tool provided on the server, which is a very simple one. Or we use the SOAP UI. It's a one of three method we can use it. I want to show you using the current existing tester So if you open this, you expand that and see that it shows as a DP Hello World Web Service, and then inside the testing you open it up, and then there are two things. So let's inspect the, we can test it. Or you can do the question WSDL and it will give you the path for the WSDL that you can go and take it somewhere to create your client, or you can use the inside the SOAP UI. So let's test the client side. And it's a WebLogic util. Is it opening? Is it opening? Yes, it is opening. Okay, right there. And let's say,
Hello.
I don't know who is Tina, okay?
You don't
She's the
know.
BA. She's not even here.
So that's what you do.
I had 1 hour finance training. So look at. So this is our envelope. Remember on the day one we were talking about SOAP envelope, SOAP envelope, SOAP envelope.
Structure.
That's a SOAP envelope.
That's fine.
It goes. Remember that it's envelope, header. Header is a optional, so there is nothing going there. On the body is required argument Tina, and then says hello world from Dinesh to Tina. Okay?
Yes.
Everybody, you guys